Hi, boys and girls. Today we will be learning about sharing things in halves. All right, so here we have a whole tomato. All right, it's whole, not a bite, never been cut. Here we have a whole piece of bread, a slice of bread. See, there's no bite on it and it has not been cut. You know what this is? It's yellow and round. This is sour. Great. It's a lime. And it's a whole lime. So all of these things are in wholes, never been cut. But look what happens. I take my tomato and I'm careful with the knife and I cut it so that the two parts are the same size. So I say I cut them in half. Look at this now. Remember when we cut things in half, we have to ensure that the two sides are the same size. None can be bigger than the other. So let's go. Let's see if we can cut this slice of bread so that I get the same size, the same amount as my son. All right. How many parts did I cut the bread in? One, two parts. How many parts did I cut the tomato in? One, two parts. So the two parts are the same size. So we say that we cut the bread in half. This is a half. This is a half. Here is a half. Here is a half. Now let's look at the lime. Let's cut the lime, trying to make sure that no part is bigger than the other. Good. How many pieces did we cut the lime in? Two equal parts. So we say we cut the lime in halves. Now let's look at what happened when we put two halves together. What do we get back? A whole. So two halves make one whole. 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 So when we cut things into halves, we have to make sure that the two sides are the same size. Two halves make one whole. Now let's take a look at this, boys and girls. This is your textbook. Here is a whole cake. And teacher cuts the cake with the knife into two equal parts. So we say that the cake has been cut in half. And this is how we write the fraction half. The numeral 1, we draw a line to separate it, and we have the numeral 2 at the bottom. Half means one part out of two equal parts. Now remember, when we say equal, we mean that the two parts are the same size. We can't have one bigger than the other. No, when we cut things in halves, the two parts must be the same size. Two halves make one whole. Two halves make one whole. When we cut things in halves, we get two parts. One half here, one half here. Half, half. How do we write half? half, half.